Welcome everyone to Microsoft Flight Simulator. I've got another quality aircraft to show you today. I've just purchased the MILVIZ Cessna 310 and in fact I bought this straight away as soon as it was released, and the reason is I think this could be the best general aviation aircraft we have seen to date. Let me explain why. I have wanted for a while now, in fact I made a video of this very thing, an aircraft that I feel I own and that it, over time needs maintenance, you have to be careful with it, that has consequences to your actions. I don't just mean engine failure modelling and job done. I'm talking about the components of the systems and the engine components all wearing if you don't look after it. I'm talking about cleaning it if it gets dirty, those sorts of things. I think one thing that A2A simulations brought to the general aviation world was a sort of PMDG level that we've always wanted. That study level sort of quality of feeling like you absolutely own that aircraft, and I'm hoping this is going to give me that feeling. Now at the moment, I think the best general aviation aircraft to date is still the Just Flight Turbo Arrow. However, this could possibly knock it off its perch. We shall see. Now, first thing I want to say is that the price of this thing really surprised me. It's £40. I think that's excellent value for money if it does everything that it's supposed to. Now, straight away, because I'm going to be hypercritical on this, I kind of want to see, these sort of remove before flight tag things. I'm not sure what the actual official name is. I kind of want to see them swaying in the breeze. So that's the first thing I've noticed, actually. A little detail, but maybe that's something that MILVIZ could sort of add in a future update. Who knows? But as you can see here, we're actually in 2D mode right now because I'm powering this video with a beastly 12900K 3090Ti machine by STORMFORCE. I'm borrowing this computer for a couple of weeks just to say I'm not affiliated with them in any way. I'm not sort of sponsored to do this video. They've just basically given me this computer for a couple of weeks and, said just do what you want with it, within reason obviously. But I would highly recommend them. In fact, my own computer, it's also a STORMFORCE computer. And I've got to say, at ultra settings, it just runs so well, incredibly well. And more videos of that to come. So, as I say, even though we're in 2D at the moment, we are going to go and jump into VR once I've started this, the engines and everything like that. We're at Oxford, and we'll do a couple of circuits here. This is literally my raw first impressions. Unlike other people who have had it for a few weeks and got to know it, I literally don't know much about this. You're going to sort of see how I feel about it as this flight unfolds. So, I mean, it's pretty obvious that the external texturing is absolutely beautiful, and just the landing gear, just the wear, the tyres, the propeller, the sort of PBR isn't overdone like it is on a lot of aircraft. I can't zoom in any more than that, I don't think, but it just looks beautiful. And so far, I mean, having said that, I have got a very powerful computer, but it is running very well. Look at the shape of this thing. It's from a bygone era in many ways, and I'm thinking of taking this thing around the world, so maybe I might do a few videos of that. Anyway, let's jump into the cockpit and see how we feel about that. Right, so here we are in the business end of things, and just straight away, the textures are absolutely first class. I mean, absolutely beautiful. I love all the scratches here. It's not a perfect sort of immaculate cockpit. If anything, I think this guy, the Asobo co-pilot guy, lets it down a little bit. I don't really want to see him, so hopefully I can get rid of him. Now this thing is what I want to see, and I'm very interested in. This has a whole host of features from what I've seen so far. I'm going to jump straight to the service tab here, because this is what I want to look at. Check this out. Over time, this aircraft is dynamically going to get dirtier. She's going to be a dirty bird. And let's just see what she might look like if we really just go a bit crazy here. Oh wow, that is great. I just love that. Look at, actually that is a big difference. It looks pretty awful, in fact. Yeah, that is a nice touch. And if you're like me, oh well, look at that look. Wash me. I didn't even notice that. That's brilliant. I just really like the fact that you actually have the option of either having a clean and clinical bird or a dirty bird. And over time, she's going to get hooky. Brilliant. Maybe a feature that some people might not be excited about, but again, I think it just shows you that the attention to detail here is very much appreciated, for me anyway. In fact, look at the oil there. Oh my goodness me, the oil in the dirt and grime from the prop and the exhaust. That is spectacular. Yeah, a thumbs up from me there, like it. We've also got a whole host of options here. The avionics suite, as they call it. You can have the Asobo GNS 530, we can have the PMS 50, or the TDS GTN 750, but I think I've got the poor man's version because I haven't actually bought it yet. I really do need to do that though. And we've even got the Asobo Garmin G5s here, but personally I prefer the steam gauge look. With perhaps even the Asobo GNS 530, that'll do for this first impressions flight. Also, we've got the option here, I think, of having either a rental version or your own. Now, I believe the rental version means that whenever you get into the aircraft the next day, you know, for instance, all the switches and buttons and things might be in a different place. That's really cool, because I know for a fact when I go flying with my pilot friend, sometimes when we jump in, you know, the Piper that we use and the Cessna 172, you know, it just isn't how we left it, you know, a couple of weeks ago. That's exactly how it is, and sometimes it can be a bit annoying. That's the same here. I love that. But for me personally, for this, I'm going to say I own this one. Now, I think for failures, I'm going to click rarely, and the reason for that is just knowing that something could go wrong. It's kind of always in the back of your head, you know, just like in the real world. And hear me out here. You know, when you fly a default plane, or even say something from Carinado, and I don't mean that in a sort of funny way. I do like their aircraft, but you know, when you're looking at your T's and P's and the cylinder head temperatures and all that kind of good stuff, you kind of know really it's never going to fail. It's always going to behave the same all the time. Now, with this, it could always possibly go wrong, you know, or something might go a bit sort of, you know, the engine might run a bit rough, or something might be an issue. So it means you have to do your scans properly. It makes you think like a real pilot. And those are the things that really excite me. So I'm definitely leaving that on rarely. What else here? Status. Okay, oh wow, look at this. This is very exciting. So we've got inspect. Now this is a new aircraft, so at the moment ready for inspection or overhaul. Everything's in the green. Oh my goodness me. This is, yeah, I'm getting very excited now, folks. We've got cylinders, spark plugs, magnetos, alternator. Do you know, this reminds me of also the Hot Start TBM 900 in X-Plane 11. I have got hundreds of hours in that thing simply because I know that if I don't fly it correctly, these things are going to fail. I think what I'd like to see is some kind of price, or, you know, I don't know whether you have to sort of understand how much some of these things cost to give you that, you know, even greater sense of responsibility. But again, that's just a minor thing. Wow. Oh yes, this is looking like it could be the aircraft I wanted for a long time. Anyway, folks, what we're going to do now is we're going to start this aircraft from cold and dark without any checklist, okay? Because this is the first of raw impressions, and we're going to listen to all the sounds as well where we go. And then once she started up, I'm going to jump into VR to let you know how she feels, because this channel is, of course, all about VR. So let's get cracking. First of all, we're going to put our masters on. In fact, I'm going to use my honeycomb yoke as well. Oh, very nice. I may have just turned the audio down for that to save your ears. That's the gyros coming online. Oh, wow. So I guess this here, you can check the battery. Make sure it's all good. Yeah, I'm just basically doing a bit of a check here of all the sounds. Actually, do the circuit breakers work? Please tell me they do. Yes, they do. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Do they work? That one doesn't seem to pop out, but that's fine. What else works in this thing? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay, I'm guessing that's an Easter egg. I'm not sure how I feel about it, to be honest. I'd rather not be there, personally. But hey, maybe I'm just being a bit too serious about it. Oh, listen to that. that's nice. Those sounds are the exact same for each sort of knob, for lack of a better word. Yeah, they're the same, but that's fine. Heater. Oh, yes. That's nice. What about moving the yoke? Hang on a minute. Oh, control lock. Yep. Nice. Oh, wow. And trim wheel. This is becoming a bit of an ASMR video here, isn't it? Right, anyway, that's enough of that. Let's prime the engine. So we've got mixture fully rich, prop fully forward, throttle 1/2 inch, and yeah, the parking brake is set. There's a bit of a clicking somewhere. Is that? Not quite sure what that is. Can you hear that? We'll put our beacon light on. Presume we've got one down here somewhere, have we? See, guys, it's the first impressions. Put the nav light on and it's taxi light. I can't see a beacon there, but I might just be missing it because I'm so excited about using it. Oh, yes. Oh, hang on. Oh, no, that doesn't work. That's a shame. What about these ones up here? No, they don't move around. Okay. Fair enough. Okay, never mind. We'll move on. Right, anyway, I think the fuel valve is down here somewhere. Okay, yeah, that appears to be on. Is that on? Good stuff. And make sure everything is all good here. And we'll go for an engine start. For the first time, folks. Are you excited? Right. Okay, that didn't work. What have I done wrong here? Oh, I think maybe the magnetos need to be on, Steve. That's fine. How do you switch them on? I'm trying to switch them on, guys, but I'm just... Oh, I know why. Because my yoke, I've got a magneto switch on here, so it's not allowing me to do it. Okay, that's fine. Right, we'll try that again then. Ooh, very nice. Did we get much of a shake from the engine there? I'm not sure we did. Let's try the right engine now. No shaking. Okay, that's another thing I'd like to see at some point, Milviz, if you're listening to this. Very nice indeed. Hopefully you can still hear me okay. Let's listen for spatial sounds. Yep, we have them as well. Can you hear the sound changes there? Yeah, that's a beautiful sound set, without a doubt. That is gorgeous. Right, folks, anyway, let's just do a couple more things here. Avionics master switch. Well, I don't think we need the pitot heat, to be honest. What we've got here, de-ice, we definitely don't need that today. Just take the fuel pump off for the time being. I think we're all good, folks. We can now jump into VR, I'm pleased to say, and I'll let you know how she feels, and we'll have a check as well to see if things work in VR. See you in a moment. Okay, folks, welcome back. We're now in VR, and let's go straight to it. Got the controller here. I'm just going to test, see if the controller works. And you know what? Look at that. Yes, it does. Tell you what, we should have taken all that off first. Whoops. Actually, I'm really surprised by that, because not only does the VR controller work, but you get a little hand. That's really nice. Anyway, we're going to get rid of that now. So far, folks, I know I'm being quite critical in places, but this is everything I'd hoped it would be. And she looks absolutely, and sounds, perfect. Right, I think it's time, folks, to go for our first test flight in the MILVIZ Cessna 310. You know, what hits you straight away when you're in VR is the quality of the textures yet again in the cockpit. Very, very nice. And also, just the quality of those sounds, absolutely beautiful sounds. Now, funny enough, this is the first time I'm using my Quest 2 on Airlink with this new computer. So I guess I'll be testing that out as well, but so far it's feeling very, very good indeed, which really should be expected. It is like literally the most powerful computer you can buy right now. Handling on the ground is very nice and predictable, not too oversensitive, which is good. Right, let's see here then. So we'll put the anti-collision lights on. Do they work? Yeah. Oh, this is nice. Landing light, is that gonna... Landing light, that's gonna come on now. Taxi light, switch that off. Do you know what? This works really well in VR so far. Oh, hang on, I don't want it that way because that's gonna wreck the engine. If I've read about that. No, I tell you what, that is tricky. I'm trying to... There we go. That, you know, that's more of a Sobo thing than anything else. Let's have a look here. See, everything is in order here. Our alternators and battery are all good. It is quite hard to move that around. It'd be nice if I could just twist, but I can't seem to do that. But that's fine. That's like that with most aircraft, to be honest. That's a Sobo thing. Right, flaps are going down a notch. Trim is set. Let's take this thing up into the skies, and before you all yell at me, I'm going to put the yoke back on, don't worry. There we go. Right then, crank up the sound. I'm not going to talk during the takeoff roll, so if you want to turn the volume up, feel free, and let's listen to those engines. Here we go. Now that was quite a sprightly takeoff, but that was my fault, not the aircraft. I was trying to be clever and show you from the outside view. But oh, those engines sound incredible. I'm going to back off the RPM now, because I am distinctly aware that I need to be very careful and fly within the limits of the engine. And just knowing that, you know, behind the scenes, there's a lot of systems depth. And I don't want to break anything really. It completely changes the way you fly, and if you do get to your destination and you can see all your components are still in the green, then it feels very rewarding. Just passing Blenheim Palace, I think, or Castle, can't remember. But we're just going to go and do a touch and go here. I've got to say the visibility out these windows are very good. I was quite surprised, given it's a low wing design and you've got those massive engines, you can still see quite a lot of the ground here. So this will make a very nice sort of fast tourer. Right, we're still within the sort of limits of the flat range, so we're now going to sort of go 1 degree of flat and take the gear down again. And we'll do our first touch and go. And I always say this, guys, when you get an aircraft for the first time, I'd highly recommend before anything else, just, you know, kind of doing some circuits, you know, blasting out circuits, doing flapless approaches, full flaps, those kind of things, checking out the handling, the stall characteristics, because those are things you're going to need once you get to know it and go on a full tour. And I will definitely be going on some sort of tour in this very soon. Heading on to finals now then. Now, one thing about a twin, you kind of have to fly it onto the runway. But look at this, this feels fantastic, folks. Tell you what we'll do this touch and go, and then we might just try a right engine failure. to see what it's sort of the asymmetric sort of thrust. See how that's modelled. Bit of turbulence here. First touch and go. That wasn't too bad for my first landing. I'll take it for now. Guys, I'm just thinking, with the advent of the study level Just Flight 146 and now the MILVIZ Cessna 310 and the Kodiak by Simworks Studios, I do feel that the sim is really starting to become the sim that I really want it to be. We've finally got those quality aircraft, and I think it's been one hell of a week for Microsoft Flight Simulator, because we're going to get study level birds not just for the GA side but for the airliner side as well, and the PMDG 737 is next on the list. Very exciting times, I think. Anyway, I'm now going to be very brave. I'm not sure if it's going to work actually, because I've only got a Logitech throttle quadrant, but see if it lets me do this. Oh wow, okay. I was not even expecting it to be that violent. But the asymmetric thrust there, if I can talk, I really felt that then. What we'll do is we'll feather the prop. I'm really kicking in some left rudder here to compensate. And there we go, that's the prop beginning to feather. Oh yes, look at that. That is amazing. Oh, hang on, it's windmilling again now. Hang on a minute, that's because the prop went back. I know why it's doing that, folks. It's because of my throttle quadrant. Maybe if I can't hold it in place, that's annoying. Yeah, I don't have separate sort of propeller axis, but you know, you can see it's trying to feather, so I can see that that's actually modelled. Here we go, we'll put the mixture back in again now, and we'll start the right engine again. That was pretty scary actually. Gonna catch. Oh wow, yeah, this is amazing. I'll tell you what, I'll just put the fuel pump's already on. It should be priming again shortly. Here we go, try again. I'm not sure if she's gonna I don't know here. Maybe I've busted that engine, I don't know. Try my magneto switch. Do you know what, folks? I reckon I might have done some damage. Let's have a look at the tablet. Status. R can only be viewed when powered down on the ground. All I know is, folks, I cannot start that engine again, which is a little bit concerning. Yep, she's definitely not starting, folks. That means we're going to have to try and land with one engine. I've really thrown myself into the deep end here. That was not planned, but never mind. We'll go with it. And we'll do our best. So I need to make sure that the speed is up. I'm really compensating with the rudder here. We'll go gear down, flaps down. Wish me luck. There is the runway there. We've declared an emergency. Now usually that prop would be feathered, as I've said, that's because of my throttle quadrant, so ignore that. Oh boy. Oh my goodness, look at that, that's not a good sight. I wonder why she won't start again. What have I done wrong there? Maybe I've flooded the engine. Could be because of the fuel pumps. These are things that I'm going to have to learn, folks. And it makes every other aircraft seem a little bit underwhelming, shall we say, when you've experienced something like this. Right, anyway, concentration levels. It's been a long time since I've landed an aircraft. Particularly something this study level with one engine. Well, we made it. I'm pleased to say we made it. Whew. Well, that was a very dramatic first flight in this aircraft, I must say. But you know what? I have absolutely fallen in love. Is this the best general aviation aircraft, finally, to knock off the Just Flight Turbo Arrow from its, #1 spot? Well, I think it is, to be honest. I do think it is. However, I do say that the Turbo Arrow is still, in some ways, my personal favourite right now, but that's only because I've got hundreds of hours into it. But I think this is an aircraft I'm going to get to know more and more. But if you think of the bang for your buck, the amount of systems depth, the sort of consequences to your actions and all that kind of stuff, the persistency, this is what I've wanted for such a long time, and I'm actually really impressed with the VR sort of compatibility as well. Anyway, folks, we'll get back onto the ramp and we'll get out of VR and we'll just find out what happened to that engine. By the way, in case you're wondering, this is Pilot Plus Oxford, a fantastic airfield, and I'll have links in the description below where you can find it. Let's just park up out the way somewhere here and find out what happened there. I'm just pleased we managed to make it back on the ground again. Bit of shaking would be nice there. So just a few little, things that I'd like to see, but nothing too bad. Right, we need to power down, okay? That's when the annoying Asobo screen is going to get in the way. Thank you very much. Continue. Right, inspect. Right, okay, so nothing too bad has happened to my engines. So obviously I was doing something wrong there. Please let me know in the comments, what did I do wrong, particularly from rear wheel pilots, because I know a lot of rear wheel pilots watch my content, which is amazing. So you can put me to rights. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Look at that, the brake needs replacing. I totally, that's terrible. My goodness me, too much left brake there. But I hope you enjoyed that first look at the MILVIZ Cessna 310. I think this is the best general aviation aircraft that we have currently now got in the sim. Congratulations to the team, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye-bye for now.